Got a few folks here yet? Let's see. I'm going to give it a second before I open things up. Hi, Kirsten. What's up, Adam? There we go. Just watching Ordinary. That's the first place I went was I watched Ordinary Adventures and Super Enthused, and I read one article, and I feel like I want to talk about it. Excuse me. Yes, Laramie, there are dance lessons, but that's what you do on a cruise. Giving it a second still, guys. I don't know why, but my well, I guess it only matters if I can see the text. Well, okay. I have no idea how many people we're going to show, so I'm just going to kick it off. I don't know how to put this. Obviously, we were skeptical. We were skeptical when we saw that promo video. But I remember saying in our sort of reaction to that promotional video, that really cringy, really terrible promotional video, was that there was no way that that video should be considered a representation of everything that there was to be on the Galactic Starcruiser. That wasn't all there is. They really screwed that up. They really screwed that up. Oh, hi.
You sign people that you're live.
Okay, thank you. Behind the scenes, huh? BTS.
Oh, God, this garage.
I know, it's awful. And then when I saw the video, with the round table with the Imagineers talking about it, and you could kind of see in the background a little bit some of the design effects and everything, design aesthetic, I got a little more encouraged. I have to say, yeah, man, that looks awesome. That looks awesome. They sure did. They sure did do a lot. I think this is based on just the video that we've seen so far. Is this thing? Where'd it go? My oh, there it is. Okay. Hold on a second. I'm trying to catch up. They sure did. They sure did do a lot more actually than I was expecting. In the sense of how it was going to look and feel, it looked and felt to me through the lens better than I was expecting. We can hit on those points. There's 2 points that people are going to talk about right now, and we'll touch on those right now, real quick, to get that out of the way. One, the cost, and two, the perceived bias of vloggers covering it. But the reason why I watched Ordinary Adventures and Super Enthused is because, one, Ordinary Adventures are huge Star Wars fans, and two, Jackie at Super Enthused is one of the most what do you call it, real people that at least from my perspective, she seems genuine and honest, and she was really thrilled with what was happening to her. You could see the reactions with Peter and Kitra and with Jackie. You could see that wasn't they weren't pretend hyped. You know what I mean? Like, I could see somebody putting on hype after the fact, that they're doing a one-on-one with the camera. I could see them kind of putting that on hype a little bit. There were definite moments in those videos where especially with Jackie, because Jackie's, she's effervescent, as it were. I believe her. I believe Jackie, and she looked like she was having a great time. The other thing is the cost. Everybody says, "Yeah, it looks great, but not for 5,000 or 6,000." No, it's probably not. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. Who's got 5,000 or 6,000 to throw around, right? Oh, Tim Track. I didn't watch Tim Tracker's yet because he's usually just always positive anyway. So I haven't watched Tim's. No, I don't see myself just throwing 5 or 6 grand at it, but I did. Here's what I did feel. I felt a whole lot of FOMO. I felt a whole lot of that looks great, and then I felt a little. I got to find $5,000 or $6,000. That may be a thing. It's a goal now. I feel like it's a goal to try to get there. I'm not even sure if that's a well, Sammy. It's a goal. It's a good deal for someone who makes 5 grand a week. Yeah. Uh, maybe I don't know. The price is the price. It is. It is. They price it to a point where they're, you know, I don't know. I mean, they're getting a lot for their money. I mean, I shouldn't say. I mean, they're asking a lot. I obviously I wish it was cheaper. Obviously, but I don't know, man. That looks like a hell of a lot of fun. Let's talk about a few things. By the way, yeah, Kristen W says it's like paying for a VIP tour of the parks. You split the cost. I, that is correct. It's 5 or 6 thousand for the room, or is it per guest? I always get lost on this or confused. Is it? It's for the room, right? So you could fit 5 people in there. Obviously, they're built for families, and little Timmy and Sally aren't going to pay their way. Well, it's not okay. Filmmaker says I can't afford 7 or 8 grand. It's not. I think it's at max. It's six. I think it's or 5,000 if you get one of the cabins. I'm not sure what the big suites cost. I think those are like 10. But a cabin can a family of two. So what if you have kids? What if you have a family of four? How does that work? A wife, a husband, mom and dad, and 2 kids? How does that work? I didn't get to see the lightsaber training at Federalist, so I don't know how that looked, but I don't doubt that it would be cringy. So it's more if you bring in 2 kids. The one that fits 8 people is 6,000. Okay, let me find some of my thoughts. Is this going to be a lottery win? I'm not sure what you're asking, Gamingham. Okay. Mom, dad, and 4 kids? What? So that's one price for all the whole family, right? One price for the whole family? I could see there's definitely a few of those. I'm reading some of the comments. There's a few of you who are just like, absolutely no. All right, let's talk about some of the details that I was enjoying as I was watching Ordinary Adventures video. There is a lot of detail, and it's the story that's happening as you go through this is happening all around you and always, which I thought was interesting and cool. It's what I would have hoped for if I was going to do this event. The whole idea is for you to participate in a Star Wars adventure. And boy, is it that in the sense that it's not just you going into a hotel or a cruise and checking in and oh neat, there's the Halcyon logo on your towel, and the light up things, the displays and whatever are really cool, and they're in Orbesh and all that stuff. That's really neat. There's literal acting going on. There's a literal show happening almost from the get go. You go to lunch, and when Peter and Kitcher went to lunch, the cast, the performers sort of coming up to them and sort of starting the story as you have your lunch, and then you have to pick a path, right? You pick a path that you want to go. What is it? You can kind of go Jedi, First Order, Resistance, or Smuggler, and it's all connected to your phone. How you? I hope you're ready to use your phone a lot when you're on this cruise. I hope you're ready for that. Because they start cueing you through your phone while you're having lunch. You'll get a message from the cruise director or somebody asking if you can help with a certain thing or whatever, if you want to do a thing, and how you answer sort of starts to create a path for you on if you're going to be, what sort of role you're going to play. Yeah, Laramie says it's literally what they said Galaxy's Edge would be, and then they realized, now we're going to charge people out the butt for this. There is that. Laramie, I'm not going to deny that is a thing. That this some of the stuff that we saw or are seeing in this footage is stuff that was supposed to happen at Galaxy's Edge. Disney Queen, as an introvert, could you participate that much? Well, it's up to you. You can. You don't have to, but you can. You are going to have to take a path, I think, even as an introvert. But I wonder if an introvert would even be interested in this, to be honest. Ali Brown will get the $5. Thank you. Pick a path feels interesting for enticing repeat visitors. Exactly that. Watch Super Enthused. Watch Jackie. And Peter says the same thing. At any moment, your path can diverge from you're in a group, right? You're in a group and you're in the engineering room with Peter and Kitchen looked great. You can unlock things. You unlock things in the ship as you progress. You hit these buttons, you make a thing happen, and this thing opens up, and then you can go into this thing, or you can go downstairs or upstairs or whatever. But at any moment, it looked like if you went in a different direction, you could leave your group and whatever they were doing, and now you're off to a different adventure. They're doing their thing over here, and you're doing your thing. You can't do the whole ship. You can't. Peter was expressing so much FOMO and anxiety because there were things that he wanted to participate in throughout all over the place, but you can only kind of go the path you're on. Not if you're doing it correctly, I should say. So there is a lot of replayability, at least 4. You could take 4 paths, it seems like. Sammy Lane, I wonder, would it be worth the money if you don't participate? No, I don't think so, Sammy. I really don't. This isn't for the introvert. It really isn't. You have to have at least a little bit of let's do this in you in order to play this game, I think. In order to make this not only fun, but worth the money. Because that's what you're paying for. You're paying to participate in story. And I feel like they did a pretty good... The Rodian, there's a Rodian, full costume, full everything. Doesn't speak English. I don't know what is the Rodian language. She was speaking Rodianese, and you just had to kind of, figure it out a little bit what she was trying to say, what the conversation she was trying to have with you. She was a musician in Gaia's band. Christopher Quinn, I think people are overthinking the price. It's not $5,000 per person. No, it's not. It's not $5,000 per. I'm still trying to confirm though if that $5,000 includes your 2 kids. But the Rodian was amazing. I really enjoyed that. It was really realistic and convincing. It really was, and she was a great actress too. And that was the cool part. They're doing this bit where you're in sort of like an atrium. You're in kind of an atrium. Everybody's kind of socializing, or whatever, and the captain's walking around and conversing with the guests. And they started talking to an engineer who I thought was just a cast member there to sort of, he's in universe, but he's an actual functioning cast member. But this guy, no, he was an actor. He was pretending to be he was an actor playing an engineer. Really great. Really, really great. It's hard to tell the cast from the cast, if you know what I'm saying. They did a great job on the acting. Yeah, Sammy Land, the acting was movie level amazing. They did great with the acting. There's whole stories happening around you. They take out the bit with the First Order guy, the First Order, when they came in and they interrupted the sort of welcome to the Halcyon speech that the captain was doing. And the First Order captain, I think he was, or lieutenant or something. He comes walking and takes over. That guy was amazing. And it's really, it's deep. It's not just a little short thing. They really get into it. And it's great the way that they bring that in. If you want to choose, oh wait, here we go. David, for 3 adults and 1 child, it's $750 each, or for a grand total of $6,000. Okay. What if it's 4 adults? Can you do 4 adults? Or is it just, you said 3 adults. Who's the 3rd adult in this situation? I'm curious because Peter and Kitcher brought a third with them also. They brought a third. I don't know him. I don't recognize him. So I'm curious how that goes. Ashley Burton, how many people per cabin? 4,800 for two guests per cabin, 1,500 for three guests per cabin. That's two adults and one child. Okay. So it sounds like the child is kind of free. Um, Jeremy Brockbank, is it worth it? Completely subjective. It. I don't know. For some people, 100% it's worth it. For others, probably not. It's up to you and your own tastes. I know that I would love it. You know what I mean? I would have a great time doing it, but whether or not it's worth it, I don't know. It's a thing that you have to kind of, you know, strive for. You know, it's a goal as opposed to, uh, just making a decision and just doing it like you go to Disneyland. And it's not supposed to be just like going to Disneyland. You know, it's not supposed to be. It's a one of a kind adventure. This has never been done before. I'm just glad. I'm what I am most of all is I'm grateful that it didn't suck, or so far it doesn't look like it sucks, because there's a lot of bad reviews, negative reporting, that kind of thing, and for good reason, because it didn't look great at first. But I'm glad that they did go for it. It looks like they did go for it a little bit. Ashley, yeah, 5,200 for me, Liz, and Sophia. All right. I mean, that makes it a little more palatable, right? Okay. Interesting. Disney Steve says two guests per cabin is 4,800 or 1209 per person, assuming all adults. I don't know. The math doesn't work out on that, Disney Steve. Yeah, filmmaker looks better than the promo video. Yeah, I don't even know why they bothered with that. I really don't know why they bothered with that. Rachel makes a good point. It's like a murder mystery weekend. It's that, but more. They went next level, but it is kind of like that. Jason Moyer, two guests per cabin, 1,200 per person. Well, is that per night? So it's actually 20 because you have to stay 2 nights, right? There is no one night trip. Is that per night? Because the math, yeah, I'm not getting the math on that. Per night. Okay, so 2,400 per person if it's two people. And then let's see, 1,800 per person if it's three people in a cabin. No, yeah, 1,800. And if you go four adults, it's 1,500 per person. I mean, that seems okay if you can get four people if you don't mind sharing a room. By the way, Ordinary Adventures, their third with them was 6 foot, 6 foot tall, and he could fit in the little bunk bed thing, 6 foot, but not much taller than that would fit. So hopefully you're not more than 6 feet. I wonder how they came up with that, where they cut the line off on that. Andrew Perry, includes food and drink, yes, but not the alcohol. You do have to, but that's the same as it is on a cruise. You have to pay for your alcohol on a cruise. But yeah, there's a lot of food there. Let's see. Disney would have seen a lot more long-term success if they treated us like an actual hotel. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think that's what a lot of people were thinking before they seen it, before they saw it. But you can't do what they did. The cool parts of this experience can't be done if it's just a regular hotel. The cool parts, the interactivity, the storytelling, that kind of thing, you can't do those kind of things if you don't make it the way it is. If you make it just a regular hotel where guests are kind of coming in and out all the time, it needs to be a fixed time frame. 500 guests come in on this day, 500 guests leave, the whole place empties out, and then another 500 guests or whatever the number is. It needs to be that way. So the max is six, and that's for a cabin, right? The max is 6,000 for a cabin. If it's 4 adults, 1,500 each. I wonder if they can have only certain days. No, I don't think so, Sammy. I don't think you could do certain days as a regular hotel. Nope. Oh my God, the climate simulator was fantastic because one of the things that people were talking about is that you're going to feel claustrophobic and cooped up in this, what feels like there's no access to the outside world, but there's literally they built they found a way for you to get some sunshine. They found a way to get you literal actual sunshine. There's a climate simulator where it says whatever's happening on Batu, we're going to simulate that experience here on the Starcruiser, which means it's a window. It's a window above you, and you can just see the sun if you want. And it's really cool. There's plants and stuff from different planets or whatever. I thought that was really, really neat. It was surprising. I was not expecting that. That's one of the things that I was thinking of in terms of, is it open air? Is it actually, it's not a roof? So can it rain in there if it's raining? Is that right? I thought that was a window. Because that would look weird. That would look weird to have rain hitting the top of the thing. If that's open air, that's fascinating. Oh my God, that's so cool. They're only blocks of 3 days. It's because it's the first 2 nights, and then the third day is your day that you leave, but you don't stay that night. It's a false beam above, appearing to be a window, but it's open. That's interesting. Kevin Fries, have you seen enough entertainment content to justify the price? Well, again, that's personal. That's up to you whether or not it's justified. It's not a single day experience. It is definitely a 2-day experience, but I do think that there would be after 2 days, I think you would feel what's the word, overexposed at that point to the experience. I think that 3 days would be too long, actually. Even though you can do way more, you can't do everything there is to do in 2 days. Doing that for 3 days would just become monotonous, I think. So I think they have the days actually right. I was thinking about that earlier, and I'm like, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know how cool would be the buttons and all that stuff be. How cool would that be for 3 days? I think it's cool enough for 2. And I wonder, does anybody? Because OA didn't go into. They're going to do theirs in parts, and I don't think Jackie went to Galaxy's Edge either. Does anybody know how long the trip is to Galaxy's Edge? How long you're there on Batu? Jake, the video explaining what an actual emergency vs a show alert was interesting. I don't know why that they filmed that, to be honest. That was kind of a 10 to 4, really. You're going to spend 6 hours in Galaxy's Edge. That's too much, man. Give me 4 hours. Enough time to do the 2 rides and maybe do some shopping or something. Do you have to go? Does anybody know if you have to go? And you can go anywhere. Oh, you can go anywhere in the park. That's interesting. I didn't think they would do that. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's interesting. Jeremy, is the merch exclusive just for Starcruiser, or will be able to buy it on Batu? For now, it is exclusive. You can only get the merch that you can get at I forget what it's called, the Chantilla? The Chantilla shop is exclusive to guests on the Starcruiser. But I mean, how many times have we seen that where they say it's exclusive and then it shows up in stores 6 months later? That's true. They can't stop you. You're right. I wouldn't want to go to Disneyland, to be honest. There's not enough time anyway. Federalist, you do not have to go to Batu, but there are missions for you to complete there and story experiences you would miss. That makes sense. That's the part of it that people are, like, that should have been in Galaxy's Edge to begin with. I wonder if this is going to inspire them to try to at least, put some stuff in Galaxy's Edge as a tease. as a tease to say, hey, here's a little bit of what you might expect if you go on the Galactic Starcruiser. Right? I think they should. That's interesting. All right. Where am I at? George Bentley, I'm not trying to start any trouble, but I've been a muffin for years and I was clearly being ignored. I just don't understand. What are you talking about, George? George, what are you talking about? Uh, I I can't answer everybody, George. I can't. I'm sorry. I don't even know what you were. I don't even know what you were saying. I think I saw you. Well, I don't know. I don't remember what you said before. I thought, but it's not being. You're not being ignored. There's a lot of comments. Okay, Jason Moore, link to the page. Jeremy, what is the quality of the stuff there? You talking about the merchandise? I would say it's probably on par with anything else you'd get. It's not going to be bad quality for sure. There was some really interesting stuff in there. You can buy the Twi'lek head tails. You could buy those. Peter said he saw a guest. He saw somebody in the atrium, in the sort of general area, that he thought was a cast member, but was just a guest wearing the Twi'lek head tails. Twi'lek. Shannon Murray, what's the shelf life here in 5 years? Will it cost half as much as it does today? Uh, well, here's the thing. I mean, there is a lot of repeatability, but then at the same time, I wonder how many people are going to go twice. Like you've done it, you've checked it off, you never have to do it again, kind of thing. Right? There's an element to that. So once you go, that's it. So are they? How when do they run out? I had this conversation with multiple people. When do they run out of guests who are willing to pay $5,000 or $6,000? Right? I mean, is there an infinite supply of those? I mean, it doesn't have to be infinite. It doesn't have to be never ending. It doesn't have to be so many. But you're trying to fill. Does anybody know how many rooms? I'll Google it now. But let's see, how many rooms in Galactic Starcruiser? 200. Let's see, 100 cabins, right? So you got to keep 100 cabins full. How long until they run out of people with $5,000? That's a fascinating question. That is a fascinating question. I don't even know how to. I don't know how to contemplate that. If there is a number, if there is a limit. Sammy Land, keep in mind there's far more poor people than rich people. That's for sure. But there's definitely a degree of people who will save up and who will go into debt, credit card debt, just to ride this thing, just to do this thing. And it's funny. I asked that question: is there a limit? Can they run out of people willing to go? People think that there's a limit to guests' willingness to go to Disneyland if they keep raising prices. Now, I've said in the past that so far I haven't seen that limit. We've seen that a little bit post-COVID. We've seen that a little bit. Guests aren't coming in quite as fervently today to Disneyland than they did pre-COVID. I mean, it's starting to come back a little bit because the shows are coming back, and we know that the park is running at, I don't know, 85 or 90% of its capability. But when we get Fantasmic and fireworks and all that back, I have a feeling it's going to be pretty close. This will Disney Steve says if you're tried booking for August, there's no date is sold out. I wonder if the attendance will affect the experience. Absolutely, the footage that we're seeing today is going to help people make up their mind. I really do think that. Filmmaker, I just booked a Disney cruise for 4 days for 6 people for $7,000. Well, certainly a cruise is not the same. You can't. I mean, it is the same, but it's not because you're not getting the level of adventure. You're not getting the level of are you're not getting the show. You're just not getting the show on the cruise. You're getting the destination, and you're getting the food, and you're probably getting some live bands and some live entertainment. But you're not getting the show. The show is the point. The actors, doing the thing in front of you throughout, like bringing you in. That looked pretty cool, man. Will we ever see this in Anaheim? Well, I tell you what, Jake. I heard a single rumor that a friend, somebody I know who does contract work was asked to put in a bid for a thing. I can't even say that much. And the bid was specific to this kind of thing. So they are thinking about it, at least. They are thinking about it, I think. Sammy Land, funny how the vloggers footage is doing a better job at selling the experience than Disney's promotional footage. I said that to Ronnie in our podcast when we were talking about when that promo video first came out. I said, let me see what Ordinary Adventures footage looks like. Show me Ordinary Adventures video, and then they'll do a better job, or OA will do a better job of selling this place than any promotional video could. And this is where I feel like I really get upset at Disney sometimes because they don't give vloggers enough, I don't know, credit for supporting or for promoting the product. We do a better job than they can because people trust us. They don't trust Disney. If Disney makes a piece of material, you can just tell it's produced and fabricated and full of it, and you just know. But if one of the vloggers does it, we tend to be more honest about things. I think. I mean, that's the way I feel anyway. I trust Peter. When Peter says it's good, I believe it. I do, and mostly because he's a Star Wars fan, and it means something to him. He's vested, he I don't know how to put. That's the best I can put it. Same thing with Jackie. We have not got one report from somebody who hasn't been paid to stay there. Nobody was paid, JR. They were comped. They got a free visit, but they weren't paid. Disney doesn't pay anybody. How often will they change the story? I don't think they have to, Christopher. Minjin Kim, not enough credit. The entire campaign is designed using vloggers. No, today, yes. I'm talking about just in general. They should be doing more of this. They should be relying on vloggers to promote their product more than their own promotional efforts, is what I'm saying. Skip those stupid promotional videos that they do. Skip all that because it's not good. It's not good. Allie Bramall, a Harry Potter hotel like this would be amazing. You're probably right. JR, yes, are going to be making videos that are monetized, but that doesn't mean they're getting paid. That's a big difference. I mean, I'm not sure what the point is you're trying to make. It's good for the vloggers. It's good for vloggers to to be invited for these things. It's good for them. It's good for their channel. They're going to make money off of it. But the idea that somehow Disney and vloggers are financially connected in that sense, I don't agree with. Have you seen the bathroom videos? Well, they're the bathrooms from what I've seen so far are bigger than what you typically find on a cruise ship or something like that. Nick P, they should change the narrative if they want people to come more than once. Well, there are 4 different narratives going on at the same time, though, Nick. There are 4 different stories happening all at the same time. And you can only really follow one of those stories. So there is at least 4 different paths. First Order, if you could choose to join, you could choose First Order, a Jedi, a smuggler like a Han Solo, or Resistance. Wait, Robin Thompson, Tim's video of his 4-hour preview was awesome. I'm not, he did a video of his own video? Okay. That's a question that I have. Forceman, knowing the track record of WDW's maintenance teams, it's going to be funny to see what they do when major effects are busted. Yeah, that's going to happen. I wonder how long they can sustain this, the high level of quality. I wonder how long they can do that. I'm also wondering how they're going to fix that bit with Rey and Kylo, where Rey puts down the one lightsaber and picks up the other one that she can actually duel with. That was cringy. Allie, yes, members of the party can pick different paths, but then you're going to go in different directions. You're going to be split up. Yeah, the saber swap. I mean, that kind of bugged me because you had plenty of time to choreograph something. You've had plenty of time. Consult a magician. Consult a magician and say, how do I misdirect people so that I can change out this lightsaber? Because it would have been. It's easy to do. I mean, I don't know how to do it, but it should be easy to do. It's done routinely in live performances, that kind of thing. Hell, if we can see Elsa do her quick change while on the bridge at the Hyperion Theater and go from one Elsa to the other one to Ice Elsa, Ice Queen, if they can do that, they can handle a quick change on a lightsaber. Jeremy, is the price of the Starcruiser set in stone or will change down the line depending on the time you go? No, I think it's fixed. I don't think that there's a seasonal aspect of this. I do hope that this incentivizes Disney to put more stuff into Galaxy's Edge, more of these elements. Federalists, have her chase Kylo through a corner. I mean, yeah, you could do something where he does like a force push and she falls back, and then she drops her saber or something. You can easily do something like that. Matter of fact, I saw a clip where he did do a force thing with her, and she was like on a moving sidewalk kind of thing. I mean, how hard is that? How hard is that? Yeah, all you got to do is just misdirect. Somehow just do some kind of misdirect. That's basically it. I mean, you could also have opportunities where she has to fall or something like that. But really, all it takes is a little bit of misdirect. James Kingsley, as a magician, I assure you, you are right. Yeah, it's not that hard. It really isn't. You gotta get them all looking over here, and that's it. It's easy. But yeah, I think because I'm going to wrap here soon. I just want to sum up. I'm grateful. I'm very relieved that it doesn't suck. Because I would have felt bad for all the people who put in all that time and getting ready, to build this thing. I'm grateful that it doesn't suck. I mean, obviously, I wish it cost less because I wouldn't go, but I get it. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, not everything can be for everybody, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I stand on the price exactly. Although I just know I want to go. I know that I would like to find a way to make that happen. So it looks fun enough for me to try. Tracy, do you have to be a hardcore Star Wars fan to enjoy this? It helps, Tracy. It helps because a lot of this stuff is kind of you have to have a basic understanding of the world that you're living in because there's going to be a shorthand, about who the characters are and what they represent and what you're supposed to feel about them as you encounter them. It's good to know what a first order lieutenant might be acting like or what a Rhodian might feel like or that kind of thing. Um, I don't know if it's necessary, but it sure does help. It sure does help. All right, I'm going to wrap here, guys. I'm going to wrap here. This was fun. I'm hoping to watch some more, get some more intel, learn more about this, and maybe do another video on Fresh Bake proper. But otherwise, stay tuned for more. We did a foodie guide on Fresh Bake. Check that out. It was really fun. I had a lot of fun checking out that stuff. Um, and then let's see, we got a construction report coming, a news report coming, and a trip report from the parks tonight. So stay tuned to Fresh Bake proper. Thanks, guys, for watching. Leave us your questions or comments below, and we'll try to answer them. Otherwise, thank you guys for giving us your time today. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Fresh Bake.